Hi there, I'm Lavellan and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition, episode 23. Okay, so we are still on the Storm Coast because I've remembered that I actually need to get back up here where that rift was and get those goodies that we didn't get. So I'll quickly pop over there and we'll grab those and then be off to Haven. Okay, so loot from this pile of bones. This gold ring, okay. And this book. A challenge! You ruddy bastard. You'd be laying at the bottom of the ocean if it weren't for me. That marlin would have spiked and dropped you. I saved your life, and this is how you repay me? That catch was ours. We both worked for it. You're not getting away with this. I'm getting the gold you owe me, even if I have to beat it out of you. Just so you don't run off like the little shit I know you are. I did your sister. That's right. So if you've got the stones, meet me by the old camp. We'll settle this. Terrence. Okay. Okay. Wow. Fishing is serious business here. Very serious. Alright then, so I think that is everything. Now it's time to leave. So, let's get back to Haven. Okay. So, I think it's time to go looking for Iron Bolt. There he is, right there, with Krem. Well, well, well. Let's get into this.
They've got good form. Cullen's putting his Templar training to good use.
Yeah. How do you know he's a Templar? Sure.
Did Cullen tell you he was a Templar? He's not wearing the armor.
He didn't have to. Might not be a Templar shield, but it's a Templar holding it. He angles the shield just a bit down. Helps direct fire or acid away, so it doesn't spray right into your face. Canary learned the same thing when we trained to fight Templars Mages. Your Templar's doing good work.
Cool. So that's not something that most people do with their shields. They just let it splash into their faces. That's a secret only Templars and Kunari know. Wow. That's a little strange, but I suppose... Yeah, the common folk don't really need to fight mages, do they? And wouldn't probably be able to, so... Yeah, alright, I understand that. Yes he is. You could always help. I'd rather discuss your men. Yeah, I'd rather know about his people. What are they doing? What good work are they doing?
Are your mercenaries adjusting to life here?
Getting there. No major fights with Inquisition troops, beyond the usual chest thumping. Don't worry. The Chargers have worked with other groups before. I'll keep them in line. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the top. You've got no leader. No Inquisitor.
Okay. We've got Cassandra. Cullen commands the troops. Liliana is our leader. Do we need one? Or perhaps I should lead? Yeah, we've got Cassandra. Pretty sure Cassandra is the leader.
Cassandra's been the driving force of this Inquisition. She's the leader in all but name.
Cassandra's a seeker. From what I gather, that's a bit like a Ben Hasrath. She's a good hunter and a great fighter, but she doesn't see the big picture. Too busy searching for answers. My people don't pick leaders from the strongest, or the smartest, or even the most talented. We pick the ones willing to make the hard decisions, and live with the consequences. Who knows? Maybe you sealed the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat.
You think?
It could happen. It won't, but it could.
Wow. Your soldiers are all gonna die. Thanks, Bull. Thank you, Bull. Okay, if I'm a little bit more on even ground, in fact, if I'm a little bit higher with him than him, could I don't think there is a point where I'll be much higher than him, but if I stand here, maybe? Would I get his head?
What can I do for you?
Oh, we're a little bit closer to his head, but no, it doesn't look like I can. Well, never mind. Why Iron Bull? Yeah.
So, how did you get the name Iron Bull?
I picked it. We don't have names under the queue. Just, I don't know. Job descriptions, I guess. When I came to Orlais, I chose the Iron Bull for myself.
Okay. He chose his name. Very cool. But why that one in particular?
But why specifically Iron Bull?
This may surprise you, but I really like hitting things. Also, it's the Iron Bull, technically. I like having an article at the front. It makes it sound like I'm not even a person, just a mindless weapon. An implement of destruction. That really works for me.
Right. Of course it does. Or at least... at least he's saying it does. He very rarely corrects people to call him the Iron Bull, does it? Unless he doesn't like them. Everyone else, even Krem, it's just Iron Bull or just Bull, isn't it? Or the boss. Probably reminds him of his place in the queue. Tell me about the Ben Hasrath then.
I'd like to know more about your work with the Ben Hasrath.
Ben Hasrath is actually a general term. You've got the secret police who investigate problems inside our territory. You've got the re-educators who take people with problems and fix their minds. Or make them disappear. And then you've got the spies.
Right. Okay. Your job is spying. None sound like you, or re-educators. Yeah, what do you mean by re-education?
How do the re-educators work?
I only know the basics. Wasn't my area. That said, keep a man awake long enough. Ask the right questions, give the right potions, and you can get him to say anything. You don't need blood magic or demons to change someone's mind. We're a lot more fragile than we'd like to believe.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. So is it really that easy? Do you think that you're stronger than that? No, sleep deprivation. Yeah. And potions? Gosh. Is it really that easy?
You can alter someone's beliefs that easily.
One of my friends was a re-educator. He said that every memory is like the page of a book. When you examine a memory, you're turning to that page, and when you're there, the page is laid bare. Write a few notes in the margins of the page, erase a word here and there, and your whole outlook changes. I always felt a little weird reading after that conversation.
Yeah, that is very weird. And definitely worrying. I mean, the fact that they phrase it like that. The very fact that they phrase it like that. That's kind of horrifying. I think anyone's certainty in the queue would start to dwindle when they hear it like that. That is revolting.
The re-educators sound horrible.
Yeah, they probably do. Here's the thing, though. What happens in Orlais when you commit a crime or betray a lord? They just lop your head off. At least the Qunari try to fix you.
Try to fix you, though. Is that what they're doing? They're not trying to fix you. Not really. Yeah, your job is spying. Yeah.
And you're a spy.
Close. I am now, I suppose. But that's not how I started. They sent me to Saharan because they needed someone who could fight and hunt down problems. That whole island was a sack of cats. Incursions from Tevinter, Tal-Vashath, and native rebels fighting both sides. And in the middle, me, trying to wrangle the rebels and restore order.
That sounds difficult. That does sound difficult. I'm not going to say it sounds impossible because he obviously survived it. Sounds fun for you. We don't know him that well. No, it just sounds difficult.
I can't imagine that was easy.
Nope. I hunted down a lot of rebels. Lost a lot of friends to the Vince, or the Fog Warriors, or the Tal-Vashath. One day I woke up and couldn't think of a damned reason to keep doing my job. Turned myself into the re-educators.
Oh, wow. Even knowing what they did, it worked out well enough. Oh, that was brave. I'm gonna have to go with number one. Even after having that conversation with your friend, knowing what they're going to do to you. Oof.
You'd heard what the re-educators did to their prisoners.
Yes, I had. I wanted them to fix me like they fixed them. The Ben Hasrath ordered me to go to Orlais, ostensibly as a Talvashoth, and work undercover. That's how I ended up here.
Right. It means I got to meet you. No. You've had a hard time. Wow. Oh, interesting story. Wow. How do you even react to all of that? Yeah. Wow.
That's, damn.
You did ask. Anyway, nice talking with you.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Bull. Thank you, Bull. Just terrify me a little. Okay, so, Krem. Let's try and get a little bit on your level, or higher, that's fine. And speak to you.
Can I help you with anything?
How can we use you? Tell me about the charges. Let's discuss Iron Bull or goodbye. Tell me about the charges first before I ask how we can use you.
Can we talk about the Bull's charges?
Best company you'll find from here to the Anderfells. In my time with the Chief, we've gone up against everything from bandits to magic trees. We're expensive, but you'll never doubt we're worth it. Want to know anything in particular?
Okay. Tell me of an interesting job. Do you follow rules? What are your abilities? Ooh. What are your abilities?
Do the charges specialize in anything from a tactical standpoint?
Bull doesn't want us large enough to work as an army. We're better as shock troops, as skirmishers. We've got archers for hitting enemy infantry, Dalish with more archery, and Skinner and her people on the flanks. Rocky handles fortifications and traps, and Stitches keeps us all fighting. They mostly hold back. I'll lead the frontline fighters with Grim, and the Chief goes wherever he can hit something.
Okay, so it's Krem and Iron Bull, the Iron Bull, on the front with Grim. Okay, 3 people on the front, that's good. That is good. So, do you follow rules?
Are there rules for how mercenaries operate?
If you don't want some noble to treat you like bandits, yes. There's also a code of conduct most companies hold to. Keeps things civilized on the battlefield. We accept surrenders for ransom from mercenaries, nobles, and soldiers wearing a lord's colors. Our prisoners are treated well, injuries tended. We'd want the same for any of ours who got captured.
Right, that makes perfect sense, Krem. So tell me about an interesting job then.
You said something about everything from bandits to magic trees. I'll admit to some curiosity.
Right. Sylvans. That's what Dalish called them. Apparently spirits can possess trees too. Some noble in the Dales, and they really don't like it when you call them Dalish nobles, had a haunted forest. His family had abandoned the land, but he wanted it back. The Chief bought us all axes, and in we went. Between the axes and the torches, the Sylvans weren't too bad. Worst part was the squirrels.
The squirrels, oh. Well, yeah, I imagine that would be quite bad. You are destroying their homes. Nice talking to you, Krem.
We'll talk later.
Yeah. So, I don't suppose we've got any more mounts to buy. We sure do. A Brazilian Surefoot. We have more than enough money. Yeah, let's take that. And that's the only thing that we ever have. Yeah, in this particular part. So, very nice.
Good day to you.
Yeah, you too. I guess they've finished their conversations.
So, you're one of those tranquil? Can you enchant rooms and such?
I have not studied those skills.
Ah, pity. Well, at least you won't be causing any trouble or getting possessed.
No.
Oh, Harriet. Harriet, don't do that. Don't say that. Okay, let's have a look at our weapons and armor, just to make sure that we're fully upgraded. Okay, changed out the grip. Changed out the blade for Seylis, so he has willpower instead of cunning. Okay. And Vivienne can have the Dreamweaver. Yeah, okay. So let's get rid of the Hoarfrost and the Keeper Eyes staff. So the Prismatic Great Axe is better than the Avar Raider Greatsword. It can't be upgraded. But it's so much better. It's also level 12. Next level. Next level he'll be able to get that. So let's hope that we don't have we don't find something even better before we can actually get to use this. Okay, let's move that to valuables and that. I don't think it's all that great, so let's move it to valuables. Yeah, I think we're just waiting until we can get this bandit tower shield, really. Let's give Varric the Ferelden scout hat. Yeah, with plus 10 dexterity, that would be awesome. Oh yes, okay, let's give Bull the Vanguard mail then. Maybe I should see if I can get him some arms for that. We'll give Seylis back the enhanced amulet of magic. We don't need the Mercy's Crest anymore. You know what, we'll give Cassandra the belt of melee defense as well. Let's give Sarah the amulet of cunning. And we'll give her the spinning blades ring. I do want to get her spinning blades, so yeah. Okay, and now let's sell that stuff. And then I was going to say then I'll come down and speak to these, but I might as well speak to them now. Let's see if Cassandra has anything new to say.
What is it?
Let's investigate. Tell me about yourself.
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
I don't think we've, well, got any more approval with Cassandra, so I don't think this is going to work, but sure, let's ask what happened to her brother.
Tell me about your brother.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, she doesn't like us enough.
I'll let you get back to work.
Okay. We might as well speak to Cullen.
Did you need something?
Anything I should know going on?
Is there anything I should know?
Redcliffe wasn't always a refuge for mages. Some of our recruits have family there. They fear for the place, as do I.
Okay. Okay. Tell me about yourself.
I should get to know you better. We are working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
Oh. How to act for Eldon. Okay. My esteemed Lady Sidonia, I'd like to take full responsibility for Lady Marshalette's odd behaviour of late. You see, we recently began the study of history. I thought that it would do the young mistress some good to be exposed to all Fedosian cultures, and not just Orlais. It was a foolish thought. Regrettably, your dear daughter has taken a particular interest in Ferelden folklore. She first developed an affinity for King Calanhad, which seems to have developed into borderline infatuation. She stared at me eyes wide when I told her how he unified the barbarians with his allegedly incomparable might and charisma. Every time I tried to move the lesson on to something more important, she insisted I tell her again about Calanhad, how the Fereldans say his hair was twice as yellow as the sun and his chin more chiselled than the tallest peak in the Frostbacks. Twice now I've had to tear down drawings she's tacked up in her bedroom of the man shirtless. Then we moved on to the werewolves, which was even worse. As you may already know, the Fereldans venerate the folk heroes Dane and Hafter. Dane was said to have been a werewolf, and Hafter to have descended from one. No enlightened man or woman could ever view such beast people with anything but revulsion. But you know Fereldans and their love of wildlife. Unfortunately, these tales of the wolfmen set the little mistress's imagination afire. When she suggested we put on a play for you and her lord father, I could not say no. I'm afraid that's why Marshalette is running through the mansion wearing wet furs and frightening the chambermaids. She was rehearsing a scene in which Hafter drives back the Darkspawn. I've been informed that some priceless family heirlooms were destroyed amidst all that confusion, and I cannot fully express my dismay. I understand if my abject failure as a tutor results in my immediate dismissal. A letter from Brother Bernard to his former employer. Okay, I'm not sure why that came up now, but sure.
I grew up in Ferelden near Honleath. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Varric's from Kirkwall too.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence. Apparently, I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
Oh, he's just trying to make you lighten up. You were away a long time. Tell me about the Blight, or tell me about Kirkwall. Yeah, tell me about Kirkwall.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. An apostate blew up the Chantry, the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
Yeah, rebellion? What?
What happened between Kirkwall's mages and Templars?
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
Okay, so how did it end then?
What happened then?
The Templars should have restored order. But Red Lyrium had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion, turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
Yeah, you should. Okay, so you were away a long time then. Or tell me about the Blight. Tell me about the Blight. Yeah.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No. I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
Okay, you remained there. Oh, what happened?
What happened at the Circle Tower?
Few who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time. I would prefer not to speak of it.
Okay, so you left then and went to Kirkwall. So you've been away from Ferelden for a long time.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years. Are you glad to be back?
I was not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect to return. Now, between the Divine's murder and the breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
Okay, so no, he's not happy to be back. Okay.
I'll let you return to your work.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
I do. I didn't have to come and speak to you, Cullen, you know. Could have just left you. But let's get in
Lisa
here
asked me to bring some food in.
and sell all. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright then, so let's see if we can get anything new from Varric.
Need something?
I shouldn't need any more questions about Hawk or personal questions, so tell me about the Red Lyrium.
I want to know more about Red Lyrium.
I'll tell you what I can.
Nope, nothing else. Okay.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
So he can't get us past that door on the Storm Coast then? Okay. I thought because it was his quests that were trapped behind it, but it must be a Templar and Mage thing. Okay, so...
You think entirely too much about that elf, Sarah.
I can't help it. I've got eyes, don't I?
I suggest you use them elsewhere. Besides, she's not one of the magic elves. She's one of the normal dirty ones.
Not too dirty.
Ah,
The normal, dirty ones. Wow. Wow.
Fine day to you.
I mean, yeah, but no.
Your wish is something, something.
Okay. Alright, nothing new. It's just opinions about our allies, thoughts on the Inquisition. But we do have the Iron Bull. So sure, let's see what you can say about him.
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Again with your people. Right, which ones?
The Iron Bull.
Thoughts on Iron Bull?
It makes me wonder about things. I mean, what do their women look like? Woof.
Okay, that's
We'll
it.
talk later.
Good, right? I'll be here.
Good, Sarah. Good. I suppose we'll grab this book. A Tale of the Frostbacks. Even mountains had a heart once. When the world was young... Oh, we've leveled up. Sweet. When the world was young, Koth the Mountain Father kept his throne at the peak of Belenas, the mountain at the centre of the world, from which he could see all the corners of earth and sky, and he saw strong men become weak, brave men grow cowardly, and wise men turn foolish for love. Koth devised a plan that he might never be betrayed by his own heart, by taking it out and hiding it where no soul would ever dare search for it. He sealed it inside a golden cask, buried it in the earth, and raised around it the fiercest mountains the world had ever seen, the Frostbacks, to guard it. But without his heart, the Mountain Father grew cruel. His chest was filled with bitter mountain winds that shrieked and howled like lost souls. Food lost its flavour, music had no sweetness, and he lost all joy in deeds of valour. He sent avalanches and earthquakes to torment the tribes of men. Gods and men rose against him, calling him a tyrant, but with no heart, Koth could not be slain. Soon there were no heroes left, either among men or gods, who would dare challenge Koth. The Lady of the Skies sent the best of her children, the swiftest, the cleverest, and strongest flyers, to scour the mountains for the missing heart, and for a year and a day they searched. But Sparrow and Raven, Vulture and Eagle, Swift and Albatross returned to her with nothing. Then the ptarmigan spoke up and offered to find the god chief's heart. The other birds laughed, for the ptarmigan is a tiny bird, too humble to soar, which spends half its time hopping along the ground. The lady would not give the little creature her blessing, for the mountains were too fierce even for eagles, but the ptarmigan set out anyway. The little bird travelled deep into the frostbacks. When she could not fly, she crawled. She hugged the ground and weathered the worst mountain winds, and so made her lonely way to the valley where the heart beat. With all the god's terrible deeds, the heart was far too heavy for the tiny bird to carry, so she rolled it, little by little, out of the valley and down a cliff, and when the golden cask struck the earth, it shattered. The heart was full almost to bursting, and the pain of it roused the mountain god to come see what had happened. When Koth neared his heart, it leapt back into his chest, and he was whole again. Then Haken Winter's Breath bound Koth's chest with 3 bands of iron and 3 bands of ice, so it could never again escape. And all the remaining gods named the ptarmigan honoured above even the loftiest eagles. The Ptarmigan, an Avar tale, from Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. Resources found here, elf fruit and iron. Okay, cool. Well, the noble ptarmigan. Very nice. Okay, let's bother Seylis, and then I might see if Leliana has anything for me. Don't walk away, Seylis.
Hello.
Goodbye. Yeah, he's got nothing.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Alright then. Okay. And let's just see.
So the Carter sells lyrium to both
Leliana,
mages and
anything for me?
Reports of fade rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Okay. Okay, no pressure. But why do you care about mages? Yeah.
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
I've known mages. Some of them were better people than me. And yet I'm free and they're not. It's not right.
It isn't. It isn't. Okay, any updates?
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
Okay, good. Nice and quick. So, you're Justinia's left hand.
They called you the left hand of the Divine.
That they did? What of it?
Well, I just wanted to know. Tell me more about this Justinia, yeah.
I'd like to hear about Justinia. What was she like?
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets, made mistakes. It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
Alright. How did you meet then? I don't want to ask if they were more than friends, that's a little weird.
How did you and Justinia meet?
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. Before she was Justinia. When I met her, she was Mother Dorothea. I was at my lowest. Broken, lost. And she saved me. No, wait. She hates it when I say that. I saved myself. She just showed me it was possible.
Ah, okay. That just feels really creepy to ask. That feels really creepy. So, let's continue this later.
We'll talk more later.
Okay. And later is now, so...
It seems Blackwall knows nothing about the disappearance of the Grey Wardens. It's a disappointment. I am, however, glad that he is with us, even if he was not what I expected. He seems to be a good man, and his experience will be an asset to the Inquisition. As for the other Wardens, I suppose we will have to keep looking.
We will. Okay, so... Tell me about yourself.
Let's talk about you.
Me?
Yeah, you. Tell me about your past, yeah.
What did you do before you worked for the Divine?
I was a bard, an Orlesian spy for many years. For a time I also served a small cloister in Lothering. After the Blight, the Divine called on me to oversee her personal network.
Really? Okay. I'd like to be a bard. I don't think so. Now, got any stories?
Bards tell tales. I bet you tell some good ones.
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps you should look for them there.
Right, okay. Very close-lipped.
I should leave you to your work.
We can always talk later.
Can we? Okay, Liliana.
Yes?
Nothing new to say. Okay, she's not got anything to say about Bull then. So, you're well connected.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
True, true. Okay. So, you knew the hero of Ferelden.
You have a history with the Warden who entered the Blight, don't you?
I count her among my closest friends. She's probably the only person I trust completely. I haven't heard from her in some time. She just disappeared. I try not to think about what might have happened.
Yeah. Which makes more sense why she wants to desperately contact the Wardens. She just wants to find her friend. Did you know Hawk?
They say you spent some time in Lothering. Did you know the champion?
We spoke a few times. I seldom left the Chantry, and we never became more than casual acquaintances. I saw more of the Hawk twins. Bethany in particular. She would spend time in meditation at the Chantry, and she seemed to like my stories. The other one, the young man, he was a little surly. I did encounter the champion again later in Kirkwall. Those were terrible times.
They were terrible. Okay, why were they terrible?
Was this when the Chantry was destroyed?
No, that happened later. But even then, the news coming out of Kirkwall was disheartening. There were some in Val Royeaux who wanted the Divine to declare an exalted march on Kirkwall. Justina sent me there to see if that could be avoided, to gather evidence to calm those agitating for war. I guess it didn't matter in the end.
True.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
I do. Okay, so we'll leave the rest. We'll leave the rest. Okay, let's get into the Chantry. Let's see if we can get anything else from Vivienne. Maybe you'll have something to say about Bull.
Yes?
No. Okay. No. And we've already asked about the circle, haven't we? So yeah, never mind. Never mind, Vivienne. Okay then.
I have heard rumors of a way to reverse the right of tranquility.
Yes, I have heard them as well.
Would you wish to have your self restored?
I do not believe that would be wise. The number of demons present might leave me vulnerable to possession. I might also experience feelings of discomfort over events that occurred while I was in this state. I can survive in this fashion. If I were made whole again, I might not.
It is a terrible bargain we ask you to make.
A terrible bargain we ask you to make. Well, sure, when they are asked. When they are asked. Okay, so we do have one perk point. Finally. Takes a long while to get one of those, doesn't it? I'm not sure when
Master Dennett's horses are a fine addition to our stables. I will see they are well tended.
Yeah, his horses are amazing. I think it was in here, wasn't it? Yes, deft hands, fine tools. I want to open those locks. So let's take that. Fantastic. Okay, so when do we get the next perk point? Anyway. It's got to be at a certain power level. But we've had, what, 3? 4? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just 4. And we're at power 64, so yeah, I don't know when we get them. But we can open those locks now, and that's the important thing. Okay. So, upon the waking sea, we found what we're looking for, an ancient vault all but buried in the thick vegetation at the heart of the island. No doubt untouched for over 1,000 years. The effort to open the vault without setting off traps was considerable, and what we found within was interesting. According to an agent named Rian, this was the retreat of one of the last of Andraste's disciples, a guardian who fled some manner of attack on the site of the sacred ashes. He expected reinforcements by other disciples who never arrived. Whatever texts the man thought to preserve have mostly crumbled, but we recovered a number of other artifacts from the site. It is a significant find that will undoubtedly prove of great interest to Chantry scholars, even if it will take them years to sort through all the debris. Enhanced Belt of Urgency. Okay, sweet. Well, thank you, Liliana, that's awesome. Let's gather coin. Our efforts bore fruit. We got 102 gold. Thank you, Josephine. And the lost weapon of Theoda Brightex. Inquisitor, I have no idea what to say. Scholars have debated whether Theoda's legendary axe was an axe set with crystal, an axe with a magically reinforced crystalline head, or perhaps even just a very polished axe. But apparently the word translated from the ancient language commonly taken to be axe, in fact merely means hafted weapon. It is possible that translations of the saga have been edited to omit evidence that Theoda Brightex may have been using what seems, from all appearances, to be a staff, as would more commonly be used by a mage. I apologise for my confusion in this matter. I will endeavour to be more diligent in my translations in the future. Yours, Sister Dorcas Garin. So we've got Tyrda's staff. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, so we still have In Hushed Whispers and Champions of the Just to do, but we're not going to. Pop down to the door. Sorry about that. Okay. An offer from the Blades of Hessarian is available. Is that the only new one? Choose a successor in Lides. Lides. One of those. Okay. Part of a Ben Hasrath report noting the current fight for succession in Lides, which has been without a direct ruler since Duke Ramash died early in the Orlesian Civil War. The duchy will go to one of 3 members of the dead Duke's family, all of whom have possible claims to the position due to the complex nature of Orlesian politics. His cousin, Carolina, already a duchess by marriage, his daughter, Manette, whose claim is muddied by her youthful naivete, and the fact that her father pushed her into a life of service to the Chantry after his wife's death, likely to protect her from the dangers of the game, and his brother Jean Gaspard, an ambitious and cunning man who has been searching for power. Carolina is capable and not overly invested in overseeing Lides personally. Manette would be the most easily manipulated, but less likely to be useful. Jean Gaspard would be difficult to manipulate and could present a threat if he succeeds his brother. Any of the 3 candidates could become a valuable ally to the Inquisition, but the other 2 must be removed from play first. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Josephine, I can destroy Carolina's marriage with 4 words and the proper glove left on the proper table. Oh, wow. Destroy someone's marriage. Yikes. Manette would do better in the Chantry than in the game. I can see that she is encouraged to take vows. Jean Gaspard is a chevalier and a capable military leader. If we want him removed, I dare say we might recruit him for ourselves. Oh. Okay. I kind of like that one. We're not destroying someone's marriage or forcing someone to take vows. We're trying to recruit him for ourselves. But he's a chevalier, and they're terrible people. I don't know. I think we should remove him. So let's get Cullen to do that.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. And for Veldon. So, an offer from the Blades of Hessarian. Your worship, the Blades of Hessarian keep supplies along the shore. Consider them at your disposal. Our former leader increased our caches significantly, although some consider his methods dishonourable. Ivor of the Blades. Some consider his methods dishonourable. So, you're not saying whether you consider it dishonourable or not. You're just, just putting it out there. Maybe it might have been dishonourable. Nice. They work for you. Let them keep their supplies. We know little of this group. Perhaps instead they have knowledge worth sharing. Or we cannot openly accept stolen goods. Of course, we have no way of returning them, so we may discreetly take found goods. And Cullen is just, we could use the resources, our soldiers can deliver them. I think they can keep their supplies, and let's try and get some knowledge from them instead.
Let's see what we have.
Yeah. Okay. So, that's completed. That's completed. That's available, but we can't do it just yet. In progress, completed. Okay, it looks like it's going to be coin again. Josephine, you can take this.
Let us begin.
Thank you. Okay. And let's go. So we have a couple of doors we can open now. Okay, so we've got Theoda's staff. What does that look like? Let's have a look at the Fade Walker's staff first, see what it looks like in contrast. Okay. 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 We can't upgrade it, but the DPS is huge. Huge. It's also fire damage. Ugh. I don't know, I think it would have been better as electricity, but okay. And it has a corrupting rune in it as well. But that's 20 plus 20 damage versus living targets. You do seem to need the help with your DPS. I don't know. Okay, we'll take that. We will take that. Everyone else seems to do a lot more damage than you do. And we've got an enhanced belt of urgency. A moderate boost to attack speed when below 50% health. Let's give Cassandra that one. Yeah. She attacks a lot faster when her health gets below 50. That's better. That's quite cool. Alright then. Let's turn in our research stuff.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. But I'm pretty sure there's more than just that. Pretty sure. Surely. Ah, there we go. Okay, okay. Good. Deep stalker claws, spider fangs. Yeah. Alright then. So, I wanted to pop down to the Fallon Mire, didn't I? But we have a few doors to open now in the hinterlands and stuff. I think... yeah, let's go to the Fallon Mire. We'll go to the Fallon Mire and get our soldiers back. I think that's a little bit more important than heading off to seal the breach right now. We can't let them languish when they could be murdered at any moment. So yeah, quick wardrobe change and we will be off. Okay. So, the Fallon Mire. Let's get down there. Yeah. Okay, so who do I want to take? I don't think there's any red lyrium in the Fallon Mire, so... we'll take Sarah. Now, is there going to be any... Grey Warden stuff? I think there is. So we'll take Blackwall. And... let's take Vivienne. Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Maybe you can solve this mess. Our missing patrols are being held hostage by Avar, barbarians from the mountains.
What are they doing in a bog?
That's the thing. Their leader, he wants them to fight you, because you're the Herald of Andraste.
And that makes sense. I'd really rather not fight them. That's fame for you. He'll regret it, or why? Yeah, why?
What do they have against Andraste?
Well, the Avar think there are gods in nature, as in the sky has a god and the forest. The Avar say you're claiming to be sent by one, and they'll challenge the will of your god with their own. I think their leader's just a boastful little prick who wants to brag he killed you.
Yeah, most probably, but... I mean, Andraste isn't my god, so... I'd rather not get involved. This isn't... he's not challenging my god. But... considering that is what I'm being called, I suppose that's fame for you. Yeah.
Should I autograph something for him before he tries to behead me?
They think readings for the weak. You know, scholars, lowlanders, or Legion peasants. Getting to our troops won't be easy. You'll have to fight your way through undead. Wait, you're not squeamish about undead, are you?
Squeamish? Me? I want to save that patrol. I'm not the biggest fan, or hardly. Yeah, no.
There are any corpses possessed by spirits?
Right. Nothing to fear. The Avar are holed up in the castle on the other side of the fallow mire. Make her willing, the Inquisition's people are still alive.
Make her willing. Yeah. Okay then, so it looks like everyone except for Blackwall needs to level up. And yes, okay, we've started out with one of the camps. Which means we've also got a requisition to do. Is that our requisition officer over here? Yes it is.
This might interest you, sir.
Might it? Might it really?
What is it?
See for yourself, sir.
Okay, so we need some blue vitriol, and we've got summer stone. Alright then. Nice and easy. And what's that? Blue vitriol, right there. Okay. And yeah, it's very nice here. It is very nice here. Yeah, to say it's a bog, there's a lot of lovely grass and nature around. Oh, let's come up here first and see if there's any blue vitriol up here. Don't want to go too far up because we'll hit the map transition, but yeah, okay, and that's going to be further up, just up there. Okay, well, it doesn't look like there's anything. Ooh. Okay, there is something to find. My compass is glowing, so let's get over here and loot this. Intense deep stalker vita. Alright. It's in the hut. So let's open that. Yeah, okay, so we've got a couple of letters and a loot box. Let's go to this letter first. A short note. Helen, I won't be in tonight. Rupert said he had a surprise for me. He teased me by saying Lady Peasley, which he always does when he's trying to impress me by pretending he's not impressing me. Don't tell Mum where I am. I made fresh porridge in the red pot for both of you. I'll care for her tomorrow, I promise. Lucia. Okay. Skipping out on helping her mother to run off with her lover, I assume. Yeah, okay, let's take this. Bottles of Thedas. Garbolg's backcountry reserve, likely dropped to avoid seizure by authorities or because of seizure due to drinking it. Garbolg only brewed from 874 to 892 blessed, killed when the vapours in his beard spontaneously combusted. Well, yeah. Wow. So he only put very, very powerful spirits in his bowl. Okay. Before Andrastianism, forgotten faiths. The teachings of the Andrastian Chantry have been part of Thedosian lives for over 800 years. The Chantry guides us and teaches us. We are made humble in the knowledge that we have sinned, and yet we are inspired and given hope through Andraste's story and her song. But Andraste died almost 200 years before her emperor Cordillus Dracon established the Chantry and spread the chant of light. In those terrible years, Thedosians were lost. Crying for salvation, they took to anyone and anything they hoped could give them the answers they so desperately sought. Some returned to well-known faiths, like the Tevinter Imperium's cult of the old gods, which we hold accountable for the curse of the Blight and the Darkspawn. But others found their own paths, following false prophets and making false gods out of men. Many of these religions have disappeared, dying out with their adherents, like the Daughters of Song or the Empty Ones. Others, like the Blades of Hessarian, still may lurk in the hidden corners of our world. This book aims to remember them so that we may find compassion for those who lived in those dark times, and also for they who even now are lost and turn to shadow, trying to find light, I assume. From Before Andrastianism, The Forgotten Face by Sister Rondwyn of Tanterville. Okay. You're just lost. If you don't believe in Andraste, you're just lost. Okay. An ornate silver necklace. A well-crafted silver necklace with an inscription, "May our love endure." Ah. Oh. Oh. Well, I hope it does. Just, you know, not in the we died but then still got up in the morning kind of way. Don't endure like that. That's terrible. Okay. Summerstone. Okay, well I was hoping for some blue vitriol, but sure. There we are. Okay. Our first blue vitriol. Very nice. Ooh. And that's Summerstone. Alright. Let's come around this way just so that we've gone all the way around the cabin. So we haven't missed anything there. Yeah, okay. And take to the path. So. Fisher's End. Okay. Yeah, with the very cool big statue right there. Oh, it's so atmospheric. It is very nice. Okay, let's come over here to this very empty and falling down area. Gosh. Well. Extreme disuse, perhaps? More blue vitriol. I mean, in this weather. A lot of the wood will be rotting, won't it? Maybe it was hit by lightning. Doesn't look like it was burned, anyway. It doesn't look like it was burned. And there is a landmark, which is most likely
signs of a plague.
I'd guess that the afflicted never made it far enough to spread the disease past this bog. It's fortunate. Waterborne diseases are often painful.
Yeah. It is fortunate that it didn't spread. Okay, signs of a plague. Oh. We didn't actually find any plague victims, so... Maybe it's these. Are these kennels? I think they're kennels. Okay, well maybe there were pyres over there. Maybe that's what that was. Okay, well let's get into here. And there is 2 notes and a dead person. Okay. Oh. Okay. And an undead. Yeah, okay. Signs of a plague. Very nice.
There must be more further in.
There absolutely must be, yeah. This was an entire village. Prayer stones and 2 ring velvet. Awesome. Okay, but first, let's take this. Ravane. Nowhere in my travels, not in the heart of the Imperium nor the streets of Ozma, have I felt so much an outsider as in Ravane. The chant of light never truly reached the ears of these people. The years they spent under the thumb of the Qunari left most of the country zealous followers of the Qun, but resistance to the chant goes deeper than the Qunari war. The Ravane refuse to be parted from their seers, wise women who are in fact hedge mages, communicating with spirits and actually allowing themselves to become possessed. The Chantry prohibition against such magical practices violates millennia of local tradition. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetive. Yeah, okay. That was a very interesting thing for you to be reading. And a note. Diary of Peter Marsh. The gardeners are too sick to save, everyone says. Grandfather and my brothers barricaded them in their own house so they wouldn't make anyone else sick. Yelled at me for watching instead of helping. Said it was for our own good. There's no more lights in the gardener's home. Ugh. Yeah, that's horrible. That would be the evidence of a plague. Yeah. Okay, well, let's have a look around the back of this, see if there's anything other than a way down. No, it's just a way down to the water's edge. Okay. And that's regular elf root. I think that's all regular elf root. Okay then. And up here. Okay. Yes, let's claim this. The Light of Andraste. There is a wind-weathered inscription on the statue, commissioned in 655 Storm by the illustrious Ban Hargrave, protector of the fallow Maya, to commemorate the completion of her keep, and to thank Blessed Andraste for her good fortune. Well, why not? Why not? I like that the little lanterns, they actually have flame inside them. I assume, I choose to believe that it's Harding and the scouts that have come and lit all of these. It must be. Maybe not those fires. Maybe not. But maybe. I mean, yes, bodies. They had to have known, well, they did know about the plague, so... Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure they're the ones that have started collecting bodies and burning them. Makes sense. And it's respectful as well. Okay. Just this pot. Okay. A belt of cold resistance. Alright then. Nothing hidden around there? No? Okay, guys. Alright. And yeah, is there anything around the back of the hut? No. So. Fallow Maya. Yeah, a lot of very unhealthy looking trees, bogs filled with undead, and a bit of elf fruit. And something there? Possibly blue vitriol? Yeah. Well.
Did you know that in Ostwick they hold races with greased cheese?
That sounds daft as anything.
They butter up a cheese about the size of a small wagon wheel and see how far they can run with it.
I'd just eat the cheese.
It's culture.
Well, culture can get in my mouth.
Ah, Sarah. Okay. I'll leave it here, and next episode we will we'll level up, and then we'll get into the Maya proper. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe. I upload 5 videos a week, so hit the bell for notifications. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.